Are you looking for latest Indian books? They should be relatable, capture the essence of India of today, and be great reads. Need something like that? First, I'm sorry to burst the bubble that you're living in. India doesn't have a lot of books like that. But the good news is there are some Indian authors out there who are exceptions. They are exceptional authors who are writing some great books out there, and I love to read those kind of books. Anuja Chauhan is one of those exceptional authors, in my opinion. I absolutely love Anuja Chauhan books and have done so for a long time. So naturally, even when I didn't like her first book in the murder mystery series that she has started, I picked up her 2023 release as soon as I could. Let's rewind a bit. A couple of years ago, Club You to Death came out. Set in Delhi, this book had a great vibe. All Anuja Chauhan books have that vibe, but it failed to impress me. I didn't enjoy it very much. Full review of the book is linked down below in the description. This new mystery, The Fast and the Dead, is set in Bangalore. There's this street where a lot of richish people live, and also there's Tumar Rao, who is not so rich anymore. Her family is basically broke, but she loves dogs. She's a vet and she also saves the strays. So we, as readers, like her a lot. Now, in this gully or street, a murder happens. Well, before that, a lot of funny drama also happens. A person literally goes crazy and shoots at all the stray dogs in the street with a gun. Actual gun. Don't worry, it's not as morbid as it sounds. It's a fun book, I promise. So very soon, the news of a murder also comes out, and then begins this murder mystery. We've got ACP Bhavani, who's actually honeymooning here in Bangalore. Yes, the old guy is actually on his annual honeymoon and living in an Airbnb in the same gully. Who gets killed, and more importantly, who killed this person? ACP Bhavani has to find that out. Ever since Anuja Chauhan started writing these murder mysteries, she has been compared to Agatha Christie. They have got the same initials too. But are her plots as good as Christie? Having read 15 Agatha Christie books so far, I think I'm well positioned to make this comparison. But here's the thing, I don't think that would be fair. Yes, our AC takes some elements from the British AC's writing style. She's got a detective who also has a superpower. While Poirot has his little grey cells, ACP Bhavani has his listening power. And of course, he's got the brain too, but you know what I mean, right? Just like Poirot mysteries, ACP Bhavani steps in and explains things in the end, revealing the unexpected truths and the murderer. Just like Poirot, ACP Bhavani also sees, or rather hears, what nobody else could. This, please note, is also my least favorite part of some AC books, Agatha Christie books. Sometimes it makes sense and you're really surprised that you couldn't see the truth that has been there all along. But sometimes I've felt while reading Agatha Christie books that it's simply like the author fooled you, she never gave you anything to even see the truth. Anyway, back to AC's plot. Anuja Chauhan's The Fast and the Dead plot. I actually think it was much better than her previous book. There's a family with 5 characters, each with their own sorts of problems. A woman living under the weight of patriarchy, a daughter-in-law bringing in a fresh wave of revolt, and 3 men busy with their own sort of things. There's another auntie who's the mother of a super famous Bollywood star. There's the Bollywood star with a huge crush on Jhumar Rao, who's now really a broken and not so rich person. And then there are many other neighbors, all different but also brought together over one issue: stray dogs. While there's a group in this Habba Gali, I don't know how to pronounce it, don't judge me, okay? But there's this group that loves and protects these stray dogs. And then there's one that could really kill these dogs one day. So the plot really revolves around these dogs in the first part of this book, and then the murder happens and the investigation begins. Did I do a good job at explaining the plot? I don't know. You tell me. I can just say it's not a heavy one. It's not meant to be, It's just a fun chaos that makes up a good read. The characters in this book are very vibrant, and I love how Anuja Chauhan captures different characters and elements through her characters. This story is really dominated by women characters. Jhumar and her mother, the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, the best friend, the old auntie who's got the gun, and the auntie who's famous because of her son. And very importantly, Anuja Chauhan doesn't fail to add mentions of the world famous Anupama auntie from the famous TV serial Anupama. It's funny to see mentions of Anupama for me personally. I once ranted on Twitter, now X, earlier Twitter, about how my mother is annoying me by relaying these stories of what's happening in Anupama. And Anuja Chauhan herself read that tweet and spoke in favor of Anupama. I didn't know she felt so strongly about Anupama that she mentioned her in her book as well. That I felt was super funny, okay? Anyway, writing style. Anuja Chauhan has her her unique writing style, which I've talked about and which I think you know already if you've seen any of my videos about Anuja Chauhan. Like, obviously I haven't talked about the writing style in depth, that's not what I do usually, but I have told you about how much I love her writing style, right? Some of the videos, in case you want to catch them, I'll link down below in the description. Now, a few points to note about the writing style, which I felt was strong in this book as compared to other books. Some of the phrases in the book are a bit difficult to read and understand, as Anuja Chauhan often uses English, a mix of English and Hindi, which at times you are like, wait, what did she mean by that? It's nothing you can't understand if you read it a couple of times, depending on how smart you are, but I thought I should mention that. And there's also ACP Bhavani, who refers to himself in plural form, signifying his UP heritage. Well, I'm all up for that little flavor, but it again becomes a bit weird to comprehend that when you are reading it at speed. Again, not a big problem, just something I wanted to point out. Other than that, Anuja Chauhan brings such a beautiful and fun vibe to her books with her writing style. I absolutely love her books for that. They're just unique pieces of work. Her approach to her characters and plot is also so unique because of her writing. She captures the essence of the posh but not so perfect characters very well. I'm telling you, if we have even 10 more authors who can just bring this original and unique flavors of places and situations they know, authentic flavors, we would have so many good books to read, written about India, in India, by Indian authors. Also, in my opinion, this book, The Fast and the Dead, is also a medium through which the author has hinted her stance or has just brought up some thought provoking issues, commonly spoken about, commonly discussed issue. The whole issue about stray dogs, hints at cow politics, Anupama, and comments on fat people. Mostly nicely done. My only question, or rather complaining thought that remains, is that if Jhumar Rao is now poor and barely getting by, how does she have the money to buy like 2,500 rupees Bath and Body Work candles? Bath and Body Works is an expensive brand. How? How is Jhumar able to afford that? Is it that I am too middle class to understand this, or think that 2,500 rupees is a lot of money to spend on a candle when you're broke? What do you think? Comment below. Overall, for me, The Fast and the Dead by Anuja Chauhan, it immediately gets this unique AC vibe right, and it has all sorts of crazy and believable characters, and it was a good one-time read, a fun murder mystery. I'm happy I read it. I think Anuja Chauhan fans will definitely enjoy this book. If you're a person who just wants a casual, cozy mystery set in India, which is fun to read, pick it up. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. That's all for this book review. If you're looking for more book reviews and recommendations, do subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you soon next week.